Hi, welcome to Descope's tutorial on setting up authentication using flows and Flutter. We're going to be following the Flutter Quick Start guide that can be found on our documentation, and we also have the project that we want to add our authentication to. The first thing we need to do is include the Descope Flutter package as a dependency. After that, because we're going to be using iOS, we need to set the global platform version. We'll import the Descope SDK in our main Dart file. And then we'll initialize our main app. As you can see here, we have the welcome screen that shows up when the user is not authenticated, and the home screen that's displayed when the user is authenticated. We're going to initialize Descope with our project ID that can also be found on the project page in your console. I've already built out the welcome screen that I want the user to see when they open the app, but I'm going to add in the start flow function. This is where you set your flow URL for your mobile flow. To launch your flow, you're going to add in the flow start function and also add in your session manager. Next, we're going to set up our home screen that will display some information of the authenticated user, like the email and phone number. Now that we have our pages set up, let's launch our application. When we click Get Started, we'll see the sign up or inflow we defined earlier on our welcome screen. I'm going to enter my email and step through the flow. It sent a verification link to my email, so I'm going to click on the corresponding number to authenticate. After this, I can close this tab, go back to my original application, and it asks me to provide some more information. After that, I'm in. As you can see, the phone number property is currently empty because it didn't ask me for that information during sign up. I'll show you how you can go into the flow and easily collect that information as well. Navigate to the flows page and click the flow that you were on before, in this case sign up or in. This has the entire user journey. As you can see, we have the welcome screen, then signing up or in with Enchant Link or Auth. Then we check if the user is new. In the case that the user is new, we ask for the user to submit their full name, and then we update that in the user properties. In some cases, you may not want to ask the user for their phone number when they're first signing up in order to reduce friction in the user onboarding experience. In this case, you can always check if the user is existing and then ask for the phone number then. The first thing we'll do is add a condition to check if the user already has a phone number on file. If the phone number already exists, we'll take the user to the end of the flow. If the phone number doesn't exist, we'll ask the user to submit it on a new screen. Then, before we can update the user information, we have to first validate the phone number. We do this through an action called update user OTP SMS. We drag and drop this here and take that submit button to that. After the code is verified and it's successfully authenticated, we drag this to the end of the flow. Now let's go back to the application, log out, and log back in as an existing user. This time I'll continue with Google. Enter my password. And I'm in. This time it asks me for my phone number. And it then sends me an SMS code. Now my phone number is in the system along with the previous user information I had. You can see in the user table that even though I logged in with Google one time and with my email another time, they both show up as one user. Using the Descope console, you can add a ton of different authentication methods like OTPs, magic links, enchanted links, social login, SSO SAML, and more without having to relaunch your app every time you change something. It's super easy to add authentication to your Flutter application using Descope and customize it to your liking. Thank you for watching, and feel free to check out our documentation or reach out to our support team if you have any questions on how you can get started with using Descope.